Consider this question: how much of what we perceive is reality, and how much is influenced by the biological, psychological, and social factors around us? Dive into the realm of perception, that intriguing process where our brains make sense of the world around us. It's like our mind's own unique artist, painting a picture of reality based on the information it receives. Here's the twist. This picture isn't just a carbon copy of our surroundings. It's shaped and colored by a fascinating trio of influences: our biology, psychology, and the social context we're in. Our biological makeup can enhance or limit what we perceive. Our psychological state can filter or distort it. And the social environment? It can entirely shift the frame of our perception. So, what we perceive isn't just raw reality. It's reality, viewed through our personal kaleidoscope, shaped by biology, psychology, and society. In the next scenes, we'll delve deeper into how these factors impact our perception. Our biology plays a significant role in shaping our perceptions. But how does it do this? Imagine this. It's a bright, sunny day, and you're out in a field, surrounded by vibrant, lush grass. Now, most of us would agree that the grass is green, right? But for someone who is colorblind, that same field might appear as varying shades of yellow or brown. This is because color blindness is a genetic condition that affects the way our eyes perceive and interpret color. It's a perfect example of how our genetics can influence our perception. The brain, being the complex organ it is, also plays a major role in perception. Our brains are wired to process sensory information, and different parts are responsible for different senses. For instance, the occipital lobe at the back of our brain is primarily responsible for vision. Any damage to it can lead to visual perception disorders. A person with damage to this area might struggle to recognize objects or faces, or they might see things that aren't there, a condition known as visual hallucinations. Now let's talk about health conditions. Various health conditions can impact how we perceive our environment. Take migraines, for example. Anyone who's experienced a migraine knows that it's not just a headache. It can also affect your vision, causing you to see flashing lights or zigzag patterns. This is due to changes in the brain's blood flow and electrical activity during a migraine. Then there's synesthesia, a fascinating condition where the stimulation of one sensory or cognitive pathway leads to automatic, involuntary experiences in a second sensory or cognitive pathway. In simple terms, a person with synesthesia might hear colors or see sounds. It's thought to be linked to differences in brain connectivity. So, our biology can set the stage for how we perceive the world, but it doesn't stop there. Let's move on to psychological influences. Our mind, with its thoughts, beliefs, and experiences, can significantly alter our perception. Intriguing, isn't it? Let's delve deeper into the psychological factors that influence our perception. These factors are like a personal lens through which we interpret the world around us. They include past experiences, our current mood, and cognitive biases. Imagine you've had an unpleasant experience with a certain type of food, say oysters. Years later, you're at a fancy dinner, and once again, you're presented with oysters. Even though they're perfectly cooked this time, your past experience may cause you to perceive the taste as unpleasant, even before you take the first bite. This is a simple example of how past experiences can shape our gustatory perception. Similarly, our mood can also play a significant role in how we perceive things. Ever noticed how food tastes better when you're in a good mood? That's not just a coincidence. Research shows that our mood can affect our taste perception. When we're happy, our taste buds are more receptive, making food taste better. On the other hand, when we're upset or stressed, food often seems bland. Let's not forget about cognitive biases. These are systematic errors in our thinking that influence our perception and decision-making. For instance, consider the confirmation bias. This is our tendency to pay more attention to information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs while ignoring information that contradicts them. If you believe that all modern art is meaningless, you're likely to perceive any modern art piece as confusing or pointless, regardless of its actual content or the artist's intention. So, as you can see, psychological factors have a profound impact on our perception. They shape our experiences and influence our interpretation of the world around us, from the taste of our food to the way we perceive art. Psychological factors add another layer to our perception, but there's still one more piece to this puzzle: social influences. We are social creatures, and the society we live in can shape our perceptions in more ways than we might think. Let's dive into how social factors come into play. Culture, societal norms, and peer influence can all significantly shape our perception. Our cultural backgrounds, for instance, can influence how we perceive colors. For some cultures, white symbolizes purity and innocence, while in others, it represents mourning and loss. Similarly, societal norms can affect our gustatory perception, or how we perceive tastes. In certain societies, foods like insects or raw fish are considered delicacies, while others might find these same foods unappetizing or even repulsive. Peer influence, too, can alter our perceptions. Have you ever noticed how a friend raving about a movie might make you perceive it more positively? So it's clear that our perceptions are not solely our own, but are continually shaped and reshaped by the world around us. From the biology that we're born with, to the psychology that develops as we grow, and the society that surrounds us, our perception is a complex interplay of these factors. So, perception is not merely a passive process. It's an active, dynamic interaction of biological, psychological, and social influences. Let's take a quick detour down memory lane. We've explored how our biology, from our genes to our brain's wiring, shapes the way we perceive the world around us. We've delved into the psychological aspect, examining how our past experiences and current emotional states influence our perception. And we've taken a look at the social dimension, understanding how cultural norms and societal context play a role in shaping our perception. These three elements, biological, psychological, and social, intertwine to form our unique perception of reality. They are crucial in many fields like psychology, where understanding perception can shed light on human behavior, in marketing, where perception influences consumer choices, and in design, where a deep understanding of perception can lead to more effective and inclusive creation.